What's up? My name is Catherine. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with y'all products I have been loving this spring. So these aren't necessarily products that came out this spring, though quite a few of them are. These are just the products that I find myself reaching for on a regular basis when I do my makeup. And I'm going to do it try-on style, so y'all actually get to see me like use all the products that I love and talk about why I love them, and hopefully you can see why I love them. I hope you guys are excited about this video. If you are, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, you can subscribe. I post videos at least every Sunday and sometimes on Wednesdays. I feel like I was going to say something else, but I always feel like I'm forgetting something, so let's just go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start out with eyes, and my favorite palette at the moment is the ColourPop Sweet Talk palette. I just love peachy tones and I love ColourPop's formula. Runner-up was definitely the ColourPop Just My Luck palette, but I'm just more drawn to the peachies than I am to the greens. So my favorite base at the moment is this Makeup Revolution Cut Crease Canvas. So this is allegedly a dupe for the super popular P. Louise base. I wouldn't know because I've never tried that. I don't use this to carve out my crease, mostly because I don't carve out my crease very often, so I just have never tried it. But I love this as an eyeshadow base. It's like a nice in-between of using like an actual eyeshadow primer and using concealer. It's like very thick, it gives you some coverage, but it dries down a little more like an eyeshadow base does than a concealer. So this also comes in like multiple different shades. This is the shade Illustrate. I think there's like a pure white one, and a more medium one, and a darker one as well, which is really cool. I think I want to do like a simple springy look, so I'm going to use the shade Dream Maker to start out with. I'm using this Kylie Cosmetics blending brush. I severely need to clean my brushes. God, I really wish this had a mirror on it though. That is my one complaint about it. And I'm going to use my trusty AOA E126 to go into Meadow, which is this darker peachy shade. I think just because I haven't used this to carve out a crease yet, I am going to do a cut crease today. And since we're doing like more light spring colors, it still won't be too dramatic or anything. This is not the best cut crease I've ever done. It's not the worst. I don't do cut creases that often, so they're kind of always a struggle for me. I'm going to use the Super Shock in here, side to side. This is one of the things I love about the palette, is that they have like all these different formulas in here. It's really unique to me. So I'm going to use this flat paddle brush to sort of get this up close to the edges, and then I'm just going to use my finger to place it on the rest of my eye. It's just so like pretty and glittery and textured, and I love it. I'm gonna use my finger to pop the shade Garden Date in between the mattes on my eyes and that Super Shock shadow. It sounds like someone's literally having a fight outside. I don't even know what's going on right now. I like how it kind of layered and made like a new shade in between the two shades. I'm not going to be doing lashes because I'm just not in the mood for that today, so I'm going to move on to the rest of my face. So my favorite primer right now, which I'm sure is like everyone's favorite primer right now, or at least it seems like it is from YouTube, is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. This literally is so similar to the Tatcha, what's it called? Silk Canvas. It's really similar to that because I had a sample of that, and I was gonna buy the full size of that, which is crazy because I never buy high-end stuff like pretty much ever. This is also really great like if you're not wearing foundation. This is also great on a day where, like, if you don't want to wear foundation, but you want your skin to look a little more perfect than when you're truly not wearing any makeup. It does, like, even out your pores and everything. The only thing that I think might be an issue is it does look like a little bit lighter than the rest of my face, and it does, like, blend into the skin as it sort of warms up on the skin. But I don't know if this would be good on its own. If you have, like, a deeper complexion than I do, I think under foundation it would be totally fine, but on its own it might look like a little ashy or like have like a white cast on your face. So I will just give that warning. I have been obsessed with the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir foundation this spring. You can see that I've like actually used up a pretty decent amount of it, and it's just so pretty. I first tried this back in like December or November after CoverGirl announced that they were cruelty-free now, and I'm obsessed. I like it best applied with a damp sponge, and I don't like to apply a lot of it. I think it gives like a nice medium coverage, maybe like light medium in terms of like medium coverage foundations. It's so pretty on the skin. It makes your skin look so hydrated, but it's not like one of those that's so dewy that it kind of looks like your face is oily or it's sliding off your face. I do have combo dry skin. I will say, if you are having a day where your skin is really flaky and textured, this is going to emphasize this. I put this on days where like I haven't been keeping up with my exfoliation routine and it doesn't look so hot, but on top of my skin right now, it looks amazing. Like, I think this actually looks like skin. Like, the sign of having a good skincare routine is that like people think your skin looks like you're wearing foundation, but then the sign of a good foundation is that people think you're not wearing foundation. And then I think my favorite concealer of the moment is also not very unique. It's the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. This was so hyped up when it came out, and I really think it is great. You get a lot. It's only $6. The only thing I think is weird is that I think these are definitely made to be like highlighting concealers, because this is the shade Medium Peach, and even though it oxidizes a little bit, it's still pretty light on me. And I'm normally in the light shades of things, so just be careful if you're buying it online. But I normally just need a little dot and just really press this into the skin again. A lot of people have compared this to Shape Tape. I think it's a little less drying than Shape Tape. I actually found my Shape Tape after like 4 months of it being missing, and I think Shape Tape's a little fuller coverage for like the same amount that you put on and a little more drying. This does layer nicely if you want like zero eye bags showing through or anything, but I'm like a fan of my skin still having some skin-like qualities like freckles and some darkness on my under eye showing through. So this is normally how much I do. And powder. So if you've been following me a while, you know that I used to not be cruelty-free, so I still had my Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder, and I did use it up recently. I had it in my last empties video, and my really like stressful thing was trying to find a powder to replace that, because I don't like translucent powders. I only like ones that have like actual pigment to them, and I think this is a good replacement. So it's not the same price-wise. This is more expensive, but you do get a lot of product. It's the Milk Makeup Blur Powder. I wasn't too sure about this at first because at times I found it to be very drying. But I find if I like roll my sponge through it and really make sure, like there's no like layered powder on here. It's just like a very, very thin layer on the sponge. And I just press it into the eye. It does give a very pretty blur effect to the skin. The only thing is I think this does have a little bit of flashback. It's kind of hard to tell because it is slightly lighter than my natural skin tone. So I can't tell if the like flashback is because of that or because it has actual flashback. But I would be wary about that. I do also like to use the shade Tan Walnut from the e.l.f. Camo Concealer for a little bit of cream contour. Like I said, this runs pretty light, so this shade isn't like too dramatic of a cream contour on me. It's like maybe one shade darker than my natural skin tone once it oxidizes. And I don't like heavy contour, so it's nice. Like it adds just a little bit of depth without being too much. Now for brows, finally I look funky without my brows filled in. So I got this in a BoxyCharm, and it's not something that I would have ever spent my money on, but I think this is so unique. It's such a cool product. It's the Iconic London Brow Cushion. So they sent me the shade medium, and it's like maybe a little warmer than I would normally choose for a brow product, but it works pretty well. So it's a cushion, like a cushion foundation, but like it's brow colored. And you get this teeny brush with it. And I just think it's so cool. And I love to set this with ColourPop Brow Boss Gel. I have never in my life enjoyed clear brow gels, but I heard so many good things about this and I decided to pick it up at Ulta on a whim. And it's so great. Like the hold is incredible. It really defines each individual hair. And I do also have this in the black shade now, which is more like a soft, like very, very dark, cool toned brown. And I'll use that on days where I'm lazy and I don't want to do anything, but I just want like a little bit of eyebrow so I don't look completely barefaced. I haven't tried a new highlight in a while that I've been like super shook by, probably because they're kind of all the same, but the ColourPop Flexitarian Super Shock and the Kylie Cosmetics Loose Highlight in Santorini have been a forever favorite combination of mine. My Flexitarian is getting old, running low, starting to crumble. Might be getting a new one of this soon. And I'm going to put a little of this on my inner eye too. I love to layer this with my Wet n Wild Color Icon Blush in Rosé Champagne. First of all, this stuff is so cheap and the formula is great. It has like a little bit of shimmer to it, but not so much that it just looks like a highlighter. And I like, because it has this like warmth to it where it sort of dual functions as a bronzer and a blush. Because I don't always love bronzer on me. And I find that when I blend this over top of my highlight, I just like have the most natural flushed glow and I'm obsessed with it. I'm going to be my usual boring self and just blend a little bit of peach on my under eye. And I'm going to set this all down. I don't really have a favorite setting spray at the moment. I'm going to use the Catrice Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. My favorite mascara at the moment might be a little bit of a surprise, but it's the ColourPop BFF mascara. This did transfer a lot when I first tried it out, but I find when my face is powdered correctly, I don't really have transfer issues with it, and I really like how it makes my lashes look. This is what I reach for on a daily basis, like when I'm going to class and I just want brows mascara, maybe some lip gloss. This is always the mascara I end up reaching for. I love the feathery look that it gives. It's really, really pretty. And I did end up picking up a couple colorful ones from this line too. I really like doing those like on my lower lash line to add just a little pop of color. I'm not going to do it today because I don't think it goes with the vibe that I'm going for, but I do think they're really great for that. And my favorite gloss is, surprise, surprise, another ColourPop product. Been really loving the ColourPop So Juicy lip gloss, and I have, what is this shade? I have the shade Stunnin' in this, which is a peach, sheer peach with like the teeniest bit of glitter, and then I also love their traditional glossy lip in Champagne Mommy. Those are my two favorite glosses at the moment. This one is so intensely glassy. It's a little stickier than the traditional gloss formula from ColourPop though. Like you can practically see everything in front of me reflected in the gloss. I love it. So this is my final look of products that I have been absolutely loving this spring. I reach for them almost every time I do my makeup. I hope it was enjoyable for you to watch. I definitely love sharing just products that I really love with you guys. Thank you for the support y'all have been giving me lately. I'm really excited to start sharing more videos on my channel that aren't just makeup related, that are related to all of my hobbies, and just like every single time someone leaves a nice comment on my video, it makes me so happy. Like I truly can't explain how happy it makes me. And it's been a really stressful semester. College is hard and sometimes it's hard to keep up with my posting schedule, but I do really enjoy talking about like my favorite hobby with you guys. I've loved makeup since I was 3 years old, and it's so nice to like be able to share that with people and that like people actually like enjoy watching me do that. So just thank you for the support. I really do love you guys, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye!